Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. So I decided to try the lavender violet dip powder again, but on my natural nails this time. And that's how my natural nails looked right now. I already prepped them. I did my cuticles. I filed them and all that stuff. That way the video could go a little bit faster. So right here, I'm going to start by showing you how to not buff, file the top of your nails so that way the product could have something to stick to. So I'm just taking a file. This is like a medium file, I think. I don't know. It's not too harsh and it's not too soft. And just filing off like the shiny layer off of my nail. I used the round end because that was easier to get inside where the cuticles are, and just gave it like a little quick little roughen up. So when you're doing this, just try to be careful with your cuticles because a couple times I kind of like went too hard and I hit my cuticles with the file and that made them look a little bit rougher. So just be careful when you're going around the cuticle area. All right, so after I filed my nails, I cleaned them off with some alcohol on a lint-free wipe. You want to do that. That way the lint doesn't come off and like stick to your nails since they are going to be rough. You don't want them sticking and then you have to pick everything off. So I just wiped it and make sure everything was nice and clean, especially around the cuticles. All right, so you want to start off with your number one base and whatever powder you choose. I chose the clear one since I am going to paint over my nails anyway. So I chose the clear one and that way they could look a little bit more natural. So it's pretty much the same steps. You apply the base, I think a quarter of the way up or 1/3 of the way up. And this is the brush that I'm going to use to dust off. It's just like a regular makeup brush. All right, so I started off with the base layer and I applied it on my nail nice and thin. I took my time with this one and I felt like it came out a little bit better with the layers. So I did that on all the nails. I dipped the inside of the powder and I didn't wipe the powder off until I was done all 5 nails. And when I dipped the nail inside of the powder, I didn't do it in a like 45-degree angle as it says, I think, but it still worked out fine. I don't know what's the difference, but I didn't do it that way. My fingers, like, I guess the powder is too low. I don't know. But I didn't do it that way and it came out fine. So I dipped it in the powder and I just tapped off my finger on the jar. That way the powder could just fall back in there. So I took the brush and wiped off the dip powder, and you want to do this kind of gentle. The powder is really thin, so it would come off fast. And you want to do it gentle because the powder and the base it's not really like set, so you can like put a dent in it if you do anything on top of it, like any, if you bang on it or anything like that. So you still have to be careful, even though it feels like it's done, but it's not. All right, so I'm gonna just speed up on this. I pretty much did the same exact steps 3 times. So I basically did 3 layers because it's, 3 parts of the nail, the 1/3, and then a little bit above the halfway mark, and then your cuticle area. So basically did the same steps until I got to the cuticle area. All right, so once you get to the cuticle area, you want to apply the base nice and thin, because I did make a mistake and thought it wasn't going to be thick enough, and a couple of the nails, the liquid looked like it was thin, but when I applied the powder, it kind of left like a little, not a bump, but like it wasn't like a smooth transition after the powder was nice and set. So just make sure you just brush it on really thin, and then when you apply the powder, it's going to blend in very good. Not like me, I kind of left it a little bit thicker, and I couldn't really file it off because it was so close to the cuticle, and it was kind of hard for me, but it still came out okay. So once you're done, you want to take a toothpick or something like thin and sharp, not sharp, just thin and pointy, and just take out the parts that look like leaked over. So the parts that look like, it's just like little chunks on inside your cuticle. You want to do this before you put the activator on, because after the activator, it's going to get hard and you're not going to be able to take it off. So I applied the activator. I put a lot of activator on. I always do that. It feels kind of like cold and wet. So I applied it all over the nail, and I did that 2 times. So after the first application, I did the little nail test where you grab like a stick or something, and you can hear the click on your nail. And once you hear that, you know that the powder is hard. But I still did it twice just to be on the safe side. So once everything is nice and set, I took my file and I started filing my nails. First, I did the sides and then gave it the shape that I wanted. Even though I kind of already did have the shape, you want to still like, I guess refresh it. I don't know what you want to call it. You want to do it again because the powder kind of makes it look uneven. So I did that first and gave it the shape that I wanted, and then went in and filed the top. So I'm starting to do the top, and I used the same file. I didn't use a drill or anything because my nails actually were not lumpy at all. I just used the file just to smooth it out a little bit. You're gonna have a little bit of bumps, but not as much. So I just filed a little bit where I needed it, and then that's it. And as far as like the cuticle area, again, you want to try and be careful because the file will hit the cuticle and it will make it look just rough and like not even, like it would look like you didn't even do your cuticles at all. So you have to be careful, and that's it. I pretty much did this whole thing on all my nails. All right, so once I was done filing the nails, this is how they looked. So I did the same thing. I took a lint-free wipe and I wiped each nail with alcohol and just make sure everything was clean off the, from the dust and lint, or not lint, just whatever's on your nails, you want to clean it off. So this is how my nails look after I'm done. They look natural. They're nice and clear, so they actually look like my nails. So I really do like the way they came out. I think I'm going to just do the gel off camera and then show you guys how everything looks. But so far, I am liking the way they look a lot. All right, so I painted my nails with gel off camera, and this is how they look. I freaking love the way they look. They look nice and natural. I like my nails short and, natural looking. I decided to do pink, so this is how thick they look. They are actually not as thick as I thought they were going to be, so thank God. So this is how they look. A couple of my cuticles were looking a little rough from me banging on them, but other than that, I really do like them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video, and I will see you on the next one.